What is the difference between no code and low code? Let's go through a definition of no code. Wikipedia brings out that no code allows programmers and non-programmers to create application software through graphical user interfaces and configuration instead of traditional computer programming. That's great. All right, let's take a look at what they say about low code. Low code provides a development environment used to create application software through a graphical user interface instead of traditional hard-coded computer programming. Wait a minute, like it looks like it's the same exact thing. In fact, in the next line, it talks about that they're almost the same thing. It says no-code development platforms are closely related to low-code development platforms. Okay, so now you're in this space, you're confused. Some people are throwing around no code, low code. Where's the lines? What's going on here? The reality is, it really depends who you talk to. I mean, honestly, it really does. If we're looking, we're creating this in a graphical way instead of writing lines of code, there's going to be a lot of overlap. But let's talk about the differences for these few minutes, okay? And we're going to go through some examples and talking about what you need. To make this simple, no code allows you to do everything you need to without you needing to touch code at all. Great. But very few no code platforms allows you to do everything without needing to copy and paste or do other things to scale up your work. For example, if I need to do something with APIs or I need to copy and paste some things, technically, oh no, I'm using some kind of code. That's all right. Does that make it no code? Well, for a lot of people, the strict definition is yes, that can't be no code anymore because you're dealing with pieces of code. So if we're looking at software back in the day before they switched over their newest thing, you actually had to go into the Airtable documentation, grab some lines of code, bring it back. That was technically low code or something because you're using code. Let's talk about this, y'all, okay? I usually categorize no code I use it based on a learning curve and how much coding you need to have. For the majority, you're going to use some kind of coding. Low code, I put in a category where you're a developer or you're proficient in coding or have done web design in dealing with HTML, and then you're speeding up the process using low-code platforms. What I have seen the problem is a lot of low-code platforms, they're advertising to no-coders, and no-coders, they don't know how to use code at all. So now they're in a predicament where they're like, I thought I could use this too, and it's just a world of difference. I would suggest to learn principles of coding or to be proficient at using things like JavaScript, CSS, HTML, those kind of things. You don't need to know everything or type it from memory or to be some savant. Just understanding the structure so you can be proficient at low code and to get a jump and to accelerate using no code. Does that mean you have to? Not necessarily. This depends on what's going on with your project or your vision or what you're trying to accomplish. But this clash of it has to be no code or low code, I think that's doing a disservice because it overlaps. It overlaps a lot. And you know what? Learning how to code isn't like, it's not the devil. It's like you could actually do a lot of things with it. But do you necessarily need it? Maybe not. Maybe not. Depends on your journey. So what I want you to do is in the comment section down below, let me know what you're working on. Where are you? Are you just learning and finding out about this world of no code and low code? Or are you a developer and you're utilizing no code to build mockups quicker or to create that first MVP and then you're going to be utilizing code as well? What we're going to be doing is a series of different examples of using different no-code platforms or infusing using code when necessary. But this platform is really about you creating the business, the life that you're trying to create. If that's using code or not, we use every tool available. But we have found out a lot of times people don't end up executing because if they have to code or learn how to do other things it's a different learning curve. It's a steeper learning curve. So that's why we advocate no code so much. Let me know where you're at in your process. And just an example, we have this on our other channel, which is really for Web3 prep. We're showing you how to utilize code or the framework, how to think about problems that usually has to do with traditional coding, and then bring into your no-code project to accelerate that. For example, we've talked about BuildSpace before. What's going on with Web3 and crypto and NFTs, a lot of things you can only do in coding right now. This is changing very rapidly. For example, there are tons of plugins that you can use with Bubble, and there's things coming out on that front, and different platforms. A low-code platform, I would categorize them as a low-code platform, would be something like Builder that is utilizing the power of smart contracts, and there's a lot of cool things coming out from there as well. Just something to keep in mind. But this course, this cohort is teaching you how to code, but we've used a lot of these things from BuildSpace that has been reserved for developers, and now we've brought that process into no code for you. Just something to keep in mind. If you're interested in what we're doing with crypto and NFTs and all those things, make sure there's a link down below to check out our other channel where we do that, and we're always adding things to that channel every single week as well. If this has been helpful, and if you like content like this, make sure that you like and subscribe to this channel. We do this every single week. Coming up next, you're going to be seeing our top 5 favorite no-code tools from this year.